I haven't opened up my terminal today. That's
we're live. It's the React Mob. Matt, your camera's off. I don't know if that's intentional, but the React Mob here with Matt and Faith and Daniel. I think it's Daniel. I think this is the Daniel, not the Dan. And here we are. Yeah. So Matt was going to tell us about. So last week we started together on what do we do? Creating a new events page in our kind of like little draft React front end, not really like real front end, but like us playing with what a React front end for website one would look like. And what was the word? The objective was to connect it up with a bit of an API from the Rails backend. And I think after I left, Matt and Joseph went on and did a whole long session. And yeah, like tell us the rest of the story, Matt.
Yep. So we were able to get it connected up to communicating with or pulling from the API and displaying a list of the events on the AV site. So for Faith and for Daniel, we have a branch on this. So this one we're not different from some other mobs. We're not working on Cloud9, but we do have. I can post a link to the repo. Faith, you have this stuff already, as we've worked on it together. I guess Dan, if this is your first React mob, that's something that Federico is so good at. He just remembers, like, you know, the first mob people joined. I don't know how he had such a good memory, but I posted a link to the repo there, and we were working on. Well, actually, were we working on homepage changes mob still, or were we working?
No, I think we merged that in, and I think we were actually on a new branch. Yeah, that stuff is now all. I'm fairly sure we did at the start of last session, and so the React now has. I think it has like all of those things merged in, and it also has like the About Us page, which was like the single. I don't know if I merged that in, but we had that. There's the React routes in there, which I'm clicking there and is not doing anything. So maybe I haven't merged that in. But I think maybe that's merged into the branch, so it's maybe not deployed. But yeah, we're now on a specific, or at least I think you were working on a branch for the stuff, right? Oh gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see here. Oh, connect. Connect to Events API. So I guess I'm not sharing my screen.
Yeah, there we go.
Joseph's back. Hey, Joseph.
Joseph's back. Yeah.
So if I go to this branch and.
Sorry about that. I was signed off my Gmail account. I don't know why it keeps on doing that when I'm on a call.
No worries.
I was signed out, yeah.
So that's starting the site in the background. And then this one, I will open up VS Code. And Joseph, were you going to start a live share, or should I? Or, I mean, I guess we could talk about what we're going to work on first. Like you suggested, failed to compile.
Yeah,
because I need to run yarn first, right? So we've brought in this Axios. Can you tell us a little bit more about Axios, Joseph?
Yeah. So Axios is a module that helps us do HTTP requests inside Node or the backend. It's easier to use than the inbuilt fetch because it has some bindings or things that it has abstracted for us, so we don't need to set up a lot of things. So you can just do get and passing the URL or the endpoint you want to query.
And we have two Daniels now.
Daniel squared.
Okay, hi again.
Hey,
I had some problems to find the link on the general channel. I don't know. I logged from my phone and then I couldn't find it on my computer. So
So there's just been a slight change now in that the link is now it's a click to join instead of that we just released the functionality of website 1.
Yeah, I've tried all of them. Two, leads me to YouTube, and the third, it opened Hangouts but with empty channels. So yeah, maybe you can check that.
Sure.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'm not really. So Joseph and Matt, you're busy sort of talking stuff. I don't know if Dan and Faith needs kind of like some sort of like overview of where you like that. Maybe you could. I guess Joseph or Matt, are either of you in a position to show us the latest running version of the code where the thing's being pulled through?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I was doing in the background, is getting the site up, so I've gotten it up now. Although, Joseph, you did, you pushed up the latest code because you gave me permissions, and I actually pushed it up from your live share. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but if I come here to the events, like upcoming events, this should show a list of the upcoming events, and it just says events here. And I just made sure that I pulled down the latest changes, like git pull origin 10, and it says I'm up to date.
So, Joseph, do you have any changes still remaining on your branch locally?
I think to push up? Yeah. Yeah, I think Joseph, you're muted. I think it's
no, it's clean. I don't have anything.
It's clean, but and it's also up to date. So if you do git push, there's nothing to push up to that branch.
I think are you pushing to yeah, you might be pushing to your remote instead of origin.
Yeah, maybe you want to do git remote -v, Joseph, to show us which repo you're pushing to.
Oh yeah, so it is
origin. So the Agile Ventures one. Yeah, so and you've done, but rather than if you git push origin and the name of the branch.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Is there a particular reason you wanted him to do that without setting up stream?
Yeah, you don't need setting up stream to do that. He's more than welcome to set up stream. But yeah, that just gives me that information, everything up to date. So that says that everything that he's got locally, you've got in principle. I mean, Joseph, feel free to carry on setting up the upstream if you want to. I mean, if in this situation, I would have Joseph run it locally for him and see how it works. I mean, you may find that Matt on yours, it's making the connection and the connection is, breaking for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I do notice that in my VS Code, I'm getting these like import is only available in ES6. Use ES version 6.
Indeed, so. But what might be, but I mean, I think both as a fantastic way of debugging this and as a way of illustrating to Dan and Faith kind of what's going on is if we put the URL for the events.json into your browser on your machine, we could show Dan and Faith what comes back from that API endpoint, and we'd also simultaneously be confirming that from your machine that endpoint can be reached, which basically having been able to do that cuts out a whole slew of errors that we might be having otherwise.
Yeah, so we have this. This is our list of events in nice JSON format.
So Dan and Faith, does it make sense what Matt's seeing there?
Yeah, for me, yes.
Yeah, and Faith? You're muted at the moment, Faith. Feel free to reply in chat if you don't want to unmute.
Oh, I was looking at Joseph's screen.
Oh, yeah, it was confused because they were both doing similar things. Yeah, have a look at Matt's screen. Can you see what's going on Matt's screen?
Yes.
You see the URL he's gone to at the top. So does what's happening there make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And so now, go on.
It's just a JSON response, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a JSON response. So we've got it set up so that the events controller in website 1 can return both the HTML that you would see on the usual site, and it can also return the JSON that you can, it's a list of events for consumption via an API. I don't know if we ever actually used that before, but since we had it, and go on, Matt.
Sorry, nothing.
Since we had it, we thought we might use it as a way to like demonstrate. We know React can be connected to a backend API, but we had yet to do it in the mob. So we thought, let's see if we can do it. And that looks like that's at least part of it suddenly started working there for you, man.
Yeah. It was the CORS, the cross-origin
scripty thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is like a list of all the events listed on the page.
Yeah. Which is fantastic. So do you want to walk us through the code that does this and how this strange black magic is achieved?
Yeah, I mean, if Joseph doesn't mind doing that, he knows it better than I do, but I can if he prefers not to. Joseph, are you still with us? Muted?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, so when you click this drop down and you click on the upcoming event, it takes you to this endpoint /events, and when you go to /events, we have configured our routes to render this component. I think you should explain as I move and find somewhere quiet. It's a lot of noise here.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I guess from this component, we're importing certain things like the logo and the AV nav bar for styling.
Matt, before you run through the events.js, do you want to show us like where in the like structure of the app events sits? And like, I don't know, I guess Dan has maybe never seen React before? Or
no, sorry, I worked with React, so yeah, I've got an idea how it works.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, maybe start with the routing system, Matt. Like.
No.
Where's the routing system? SSC components. It's not called routes. That's
weird.
Was
images, about us, app test, index, register service, setup tests.
I mean, I would start with index.js there as maybe that's kind of weird, like the roots is not there.
Yeah, index.js.
Oh, okay. So the roots is inside the index.js. There we go.
Yeah. So we have here like the exact path is the root. And then we have the paths. We have paths for about us and events as well. If I just open that up. And then like we're telling that like the root path to render the component app. And then about us to render the component about us, and events to render the component events.
Mm-hmm. And the backend, what are you using exactly for the backend? Is it the same as we use, on website one, or is it just a small piece of it?
Yeah.
There is no backend.
Yeah.
Because this JSON. So yeah, where do you get this from?
From website one and backend server.
Yeah. These, like you can see here, the first, I don't know if you can see, we made this smaller, we had these bigger, but you can see here the React mob. So that's like, where we're at right now. And then like later we have the agile development mob.
I'm asking what we're using for getting this. Is it Rails app or just a small library?
Like the thing that's generating this, that's the Rails app that you've been working on this week, right? Agile Ventures.
So it's the same code base, yes?
No, the React is in a different code base.
I know, but the backend, I mean.
the back end is like that Agile Ventures events.json. If you look at the events controller, in
Okay,
website one,
Mhm.
you will see the thing that allows the JSON
Yeah,
to be.
when I'm asking for JSON, it gives me JSON. When I'm asking for HTML,
right,
okay,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like right now, our backend is just this it's just this get call to pull in the information from this events.json.
Okay.
So, Joseph, you're in a quieter place.
Yeah.
You want to carry on with the? So we just looked at the routes, and now we're back on the events.js.
Okay. So yeah, so when you go to this route, events, we render this component, the events component, and then we add this lifecycle method here to ask React if this component has been mounted to the DOM. If so, then we use the Axios client to fetch the events JSON. And then when we get the response, we set the response. The data field has the events, all the events, and then we set them in the app state. And then after that, that's when we do a loop. We map over all the events and display them in an unordered list. It's not styled yet. It's just a simple unordered list, and we add the title there.
But it's great. You're doing. It's wonderful because you're doing the data round trip. So I mean, a general rule for myself is like before I spend ages of time like styling and do everything else, is I want to see that I can pull the data in and get it in the right place and do kind of also it's called the tracer bullet pattern. And get that done first, and then assuming that's working, you can spend all the time you want styling it. It's a shame to have spent all the time styling it and then find out that the data round trip doesn't work.
Yeah.
What's mounting?
So React has the concept of virtual DOM. So the virtual DOM is where React calculates and sees which part of the app has changed, and it will only add the item that has changed. So if I add something down here, it's not going to display everything again. Like welcome to Agile Ventures and all the list items. It's only going to display what I've added here, like hello, like that. So when React is creating this component, it creates it in the virtual DOM, and then it creates a representation of the HTML, how it's going to look like, but in memory. So when you change something, it updates the DOM in memory, and then it goes to the browser and looks at what you have just changed and updates that part only. It will be easier to understand if there was a drawing, but yeah, I don't know if I can draw somewhere. But that's like the nutshell of. Oh, so yeah, components did mount. We are asking if this component now it's mounted to the DOM. It's not in the virtual DOM, because React has already created a virtual DOM of this component in memory, and now you need to add this lifecycle method to ask React if it has already rendered this component or it has mounted the component in the browser. In the DOM is just asking if this events component has been put in the browser. That's all. So we need the component did mount to no.
Before we pull in the information from the
Yeah.
MSG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we don't want to get this when it's still in the virtual representation.
Yeah. Nice. So we were talking about what we're gonna do today.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I don't know if Sam you have anything to say because we were wondering what we shall be doing in the React mob.
Sure. Well, we're in a React mob in a Website One sprinting week, so it's nice to continue to have a Website One focus. And I mean, anything we do with this, little toy React front end is relevant in some ways. The clear options that immediately present themselves include, one, styling it a bit. Other things would be changes to the API. That obviously means going off to the Rails code and doing things there, and that's not necessarily so Reacty. I mean, for it could even be saying like, well, should we have a test here that runs with fixed data that simulates the API? That would then, be right. We can kind of like test and try things out independently of actually the live API. Like this is hitting the live API at the moment. I don't know. Are there other things that make sense to move forward? Like we've obviously demonstrated that this can be done. We can be thinking, what are the next steps to actually having a React front end for Website One? I guess, styling it a bit and working how those events would be presented. Then you start to, like Matt's identified, we need like other information out of the site. That's changing the API further. Yeah, is there, I mean, I guess another sort of like proof of concept would be showing we can update stuff to the API from the React site. So presumably people, might want to be doing things like adding new events. And that's kind of like a round trip where we might also be asking there, like, can we authenticate and secure this thing if we're going to allow people to actually submit information over the API? But I guess, yeah, Matt, you've been like, you've got a big overall picture of the week's work on Website One. Is there could be something completely different that is like, oh yeah, that's related to this other thing we're doing as part of the Website One sprint, or any of these, or any other ideas?
Yeah, nothing that jumps out at me, to be honest. Like I guess like I had the similar question, like because I guess when we decided to do this with the events, it's like it was a handy API that we could like communicate with. It wasn't necessarily to say that we were going to try to replace the events page per se. It was just like to be able to replace, I guess, or was it?
Well, I mean, it's a proof of concept that we can. We knew that like people do this all the time, but we had yet to do it. So it was a proof of concept. All right, let's just see if we can do it. And clearly we can.
I mean,
go on.
Sorry, you can finish what you're saying.
I was going to say, I think ultimately, that there is a vision where we have a complete React front end.
Yeah.
For Website One. And if we were going to have a complete React front end for Website One, then there's a number of other things that we would need, and quite a lot of them. And we can, like, clearly we know we will be able to style this. It's not like a big question mark. Oh no, will we actually be able to change the things? Well, we'll be able to style it. how long it will take us to make it look nice. But that's a fun thing to do. That's like a Reacty thing that we could focus on today in the not so much time that we have remaining. But you know, to the extent that this thing that we just did was a proof of concept of that we can do it, the interesting thing is to look ahead and see, okay, what are the other things that we might need to prove that to ourselves that we can do in order to get to a point where we are able to, you know, deploy a front end for website one. And if one of these sounded exciting or interesting, we could do that. But I'm very happy to, you know, just.
What was it that you because you got stuck on something when you were trying to do this before? What was that?
When you say trying to do this before, you mean when trying to do a complete React front end for website one?
Yeah, maybe, or because I don't remember exactly. Maybe Joseph.
Oh, well, the thing that I got stuck. So that as we I think we all know with React, we've got the option. You can do like React sprinkles, right? Which are, you can serve the bits of React through the Rails asset pipeline. And so basically your React code and your Rails code is all in one repository. And I had been trying like several Rails React gems, and I got all of them working in that I could see the React appearing in the page, but none of them would work with our acceptance testing system.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, and that's partly what pushed me towards. I mean, I'm kind of like, I really like the idea of a completely separate front end with the communication over API, because what it means is that you've then, you know, rather than like your monolith increasing in complexity and what have you, and the chaos of this, that, and the other, you can kind of have them separate. I mean, I think that creates its own, you know, there are downsides there as well, but that's sort of what the Anvil project is about, right? And we're not saying to like, oh, we're going to do this in parallel with the Anvil project, but the Anvil project will need all of the functionality that we're mentioning here if it's to ultimately succeed in its goal of being a complete React front end, you know, with a much better user experience, right?
Yeah, I think one of the benefits of having a complete front end for website one is people like Joseph will probably work more on website one.
Yeah, and I think it's also like React. I mean, whether it was Ember or React or whatever, you know, JavaScript front ends are the cool thing that everybody wants to work on. So,
yeah, I'll feel at home.
But Joseph and Faith and Daniel, can you think of other things that you'd like to see done? Was any of these ones that we've mentioned here sound interesting, like that you'd like to learn more about?
Yes, and everything that's mentioned is something I'd like to work on. I know a little bit I know very little React, and so I'm excited to work on anything that would.
Yeah, that's good. That's carte blanche for us. That's fantastic. Yeah.
So for me,
go on, Dan.
Yeah, I've done some projects with React, and I think a bit higher than because you are just starting with this. I'm just poking around what's going on here. So that's the basics.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I would say probably with the time that we've got, why don't we continue what Matt and Joseph you were doing last time, and which is style it a bit so we can actually see the text.
I was just going to ask if, with this live share thing that we have, and with the amount of people we have, is there not a way that we can work on two separate tasks at the same time? Because styling it a bit sounds like a couple people could do.
Yeah, I wanted to do that and start spin up the ngrok, so that everyone can see their changes.
Yeah.
So we can have one server.
Yeah. I would say, well, why don't you do that, Joseph? I think maybe you have the live share set up, do the ngrok. Let's do that. I really like the sentiment, Matt, in that. I mean, that was, I think, one. I felt that in various things that we've been in this week where we've had a lot of people is oh, yes, let's do two things. I think in this circumstance, it's difficult to work on two tasks in the same Hangout. You know what I mean? I mean, we can have individuals doing things in the background, but if they're actually going to communicate with someone else,
yeah.
So perhaps we start one task. I mean, I could start in the background, be doing some changes, investigating how we can get some more API endpoints on the Rails thing, and that I could be like showing what I'm doing in, pausing moments.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I was just I'm not sure like how much talking is involved with like actually styling it. I guess there would be some, and this would be really cool if we had code stream, because then we could like we could chat instead of verbally sharing. And
yeah,
there was,
we do have the side chat where Joseph just shared his ngrok thing.
Yeah, I was just saying like the other thing that could be cool, like for someone like Joseph who has more and Daniel who have more experience with React is maybe working on like number 5. If there's a way we can update stuff.
Yeah,
I was actually going to say that Daniel could maybe work on authenticating and securing to see if we can make up a post request in the backend to create.
Yeah, but this has to be working on the API.
Yeah, there's changes required on both sides. Yeah, I think this would be a great thing to work on. Again, I'm just slightly skeptical about that. It's Daniel's first ever React mob, and we've got like 15 minutes left. Although, of course, like last week, it could go on. I think if let's not let the idea that we want to model things prevent us from starting on this styling thing. Like I think Joseph was saying, you want to do that. So I'm going to put. Well, actually, it's Matt controlling the camera. I have no idea which the camera's on.
Yeah, it's on Joseph now.
Yeah,
I'm going back and forth from you to Joseph.
Yeah. But so what? Yeah, why don't Joseph? You could lead that. I mean, in the and sort of, tell us about some styling changes that you'd like to make. I mean, in the background and in the group chat, we can be looking at other bits and pieces about the API.
All right. I'm joining Joseph's collaboration. And yeah, like the whole thing about 15 minutes left just reminds me that it's such a short period of time, 1 hour, getting people up to speed and,
Yeah,
absolutely. And maybe the mobs need to be 2 hours and bi-weekly or some other variation or.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess
so
there's
Daniel has joined. Faith, you do
Yes.
have this
VS Code
live share extension?
no, but I could install it.
So
It's a
yeah,
VS Code.
Yeah, go to the extension.
Joseph, you've given me read-only access.
I didn't do
It's
anything.
just being cautious with you, Matt. You know what happens when
I
you
know.
have right access to things.
You need rights for the terminal.
No, I was just gonna make a quick change to the actual code, and it says read-only on the event.js.
Interesting.
Maybe I need to follow you, or maybe I'm not
How
following you.
do I?
I mean, I think it depends on how you start it. Like there's a start with read-only thing, and there's a start. Daniel, are you able to modify?
No, I've got read-only as well.
So I think maybe you in the confusion of talking about doing multiple things, do you think maybe you started a read-only session instead of a?
Okay, I'm going to start another one.
I mean, I don't know. It could be other things as well, but okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm happy to carry on a little bit longer. We have I guess, yeah. Well, Fridays pass by so quickly, and then Blink and Sam's gone, and then you have a bunch of questions for the whole weekend, and they just go building up,
Here's a new link I've sent you.
Thank you.
So looking for, when I look at the project, I suggest to move the events to the components, because, if you start working, it grows so quickly, you got so many files, and if you don't have it, in proper folders, then.
I agree.
Yeah, actually.
And then when you move this, you can create an event. So this div move to a separate file.
Yeah, yeah, that one should be on the event list component, and then we can have events as a container component, and the event list with this one, we can move them to the event list presentation component. Is that right, Daniel?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking exactly.
Yeah. So, Matt, maybe you can move that.
The directory.
Yeah, you can create another directory called. Let me create another.
You're not talking about moving into the components directory? Sorry, I was.
What?
You're talking about moving it into the components directory, right?
Yeah, you can move it there.
Okay.
You can create another file, call it event list.
Create another file. It's called event list.
Yeah,
.js.
yeah, event list.js.
Right, and that needs to be capitalized as well. Event list.js. So that's going to be in the components as well, or is that going to be at the root?
Yeah, in components.
Yeah, components, right? Yeah.
And you can show Fate, the basic React, boilerplate. So.
I mean, I'm kind of I think in the same boat as Faith, really, where
okay, so
React as well. I've done a little bit of stuff in Ember.js, but not a lot. And
so I might so import.
Yeah. How do you use the link you've shared? The Visual Studio Live Share.
Okay, you can show you.
No, I was just gonna say, but then if you share your screen, like it would be easier. But like, assuming that you've reloaded the VS code, then I guess like, yeah, what I do is just copy it, the link, and then go to the live share, like component, or not component, but extension, component, and then you add like you do. There's 3 choices. Let me look at your screen. It's in the left there, a little bit further down, that last one on the bottom. Yeah. And then you can start this, join a collaboration. Yeah. And then you share that link that he shared. Yeah, you can just click the link like Sam was saying, but Mike and Daniel yesterday were having some trouble with that. So I'm not sure. I mean, it could be that works. So Daniel, you just
I copied this part from the other file.
Yep.
So what I'm thinking now, because every return statement in React has to be one element, so it must be a div or something. Now we've got an array, so this has to be wrapped in something. So yeah, I'm gonna use a div. Otherwise, you will get error.
Yep.
Yeah, but in the latest, I think we are 16 point something or 17. You don't have to wrap it. The latest React, I think you don't have have to wrap in.
Yeah, maybe the latest one. Yeah. There were some changes. I'm not sure which version. What version are we using? The latest one, 16.4.
No, we're actually using 16.2. So,
Yeah, so I think you have to wrap it here.
yeah, you have, yeah.
So I've just moved this part, what was inside the events.js. I'm not sure if you're gonna use the events.js.
Yeah, we are going to use it.
Okay, yeah. So instead of what was here, instead of this part.
Yeah, that should go. I thought Matt had already moved that out.
I'm gonna import this event list.js.
Okay. Sorry, I'm taking a second to catch up to speed, but no, I mean it's good. Like
basically, you have to include every file you want to use.
Yeah.
So it looks like that.
So and then you're going to like render that in that place that you just. So how would I guess, like with the AV nav bar.
Yeah, just down here, Matt. Maybe now you can render that.
Event list.
Faith, where are you at currently?
I am looking at one of the screens. Joseph's.
Okay, and now if you save both, if we save both files, hopefully we should get the same what we had before.
So why is there's an extra? Good. Okay.
So as is not going to work.
Save the event list.
Because we need to pass the events inside.
Oh.
So the map, we need to do the map and pass each.
Copy the. Really, it depends, because you can even get this data inside in the parent element or in the element where you want to use it. So really, I would download this. What's in the component did mount. I suggest to move this to the event list as well, because it's connected with this file.
Yeah. So the way what I thought was, because we have the components which will be just for presentation. So the React docs, I don't know, they say the only concern of a component should be how to display. Then the logic for fetching data should be for the container component. That's the idea I had, but yeah, we can go with that. Then we don't need to even this component then, the events.
Because in pure React, you have to pass the data from every file. So if you want, let's say here, can I scroll it? No, that's a video. We can pass the data from here, then to pass it to the event list, and re-enter there. But we can, get it there and re-enter in one file. It all depends. You can work like that or work like that.
Yeah.
Different schools. So.
Yeah, that's actually that can work too, but yeah, actually move it there.
Because now the app is simple. If you got one parent and you getting lots of data, then you have to pass lots of data, and it gets complicated. So
now, who will be the parent of event list?
Events.
And and what will be the job for events?
This is as well, because this is container. We got the navbar here. This maybe we should rename the events to something else. I have to look at the routes. Because I was thinking to rename the events for event list. So this file, is the main one, and just create childs with the list part. So, but because I saw the navbar here, so
no, the navbar there was just for Matt trying to make the page have a bit of CSS. Yeah.
Okay, because the navbar might be in the index, maybe not in the index file, but in the main file, because the navbar we were gonna have on all of the pages, not only in the event page. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's all about planning.
Faith has joined.
Hey, Faith.
Finally.
Just in time for the end of this. Start and end.
Okay, so we have to choose one way or another.
Yeah, there's like executive decision type stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know this kind of stuff, really.
Because the event, the idea I had, but yours makes sense though. The event should have been the parent for the event list, and then the event does all the fetching and creates the data to pass into its child, the event list. So the event list will only take the event, a prop called event, and we'll pass the event here. So as we are mapping from like this dot it dot event, then map. But so then the event would be rendered somewhere inside the inside app here, and also we can have the navbar inside the app, because we see the app now. It's the main component now, so that it can contain the navbar and everything. And then index.js now, we can move all these inside the app, but Daniel,
Yes.
so you want the event to rename the event to?
No, I was thinking the events file, it really should be the events list.
You just want you're saying like to just delete the entire events.js and rename it to events list.js.
Yeah, not
You're not seeing what
Okay.
of having a parent component for events that has a child component events list.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough to make an opinion, but that certainly seems to make sense unless there's a specific reason. Like I don't know, maybe I didn't understand what you were saying, Joseph, about like it. Is there something that the events component is going to do besides list the components or list the events? Like,
so maybe I should share this.
And also, I was thinking in the background, because I'm not really understanding so much about this high level stuff that you guys are talking about. I was thinking of adding like a list group to style the the list of events from React Bootstrap? Does anyone have an opinion about that? Or
Yeah.
off
We will do this here. So instead of this div, we can use the list group, as you're saying.
Okay.
And so instead of this div I created.
And yeah, okay.
So we have to import it at the top of the file.
Yep. Import list group. I think it's like this. Check. That looks like it. And then from React Bootstrap, I believe it is. Like
On the top line, there is a colon, not colon. I have to close the React semicolon, and there is
like this.
Yeah, this line on top. There is closing, not bracket.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah.
How it's calling.
I mean, I feel like Joseph has explained this to me many times, but so sorry.
Yeah.
I still am a bit fuzzy on when, like, so React we don't need inside of the curly brace.
Yeah, I explained because here you got export default on line 4. So this element you import like the first line, import event list from React. But if there would be no default, then you have to use the brackets because you can only have one default export default, and you can have more in JavaScript. Maybe not in React. You can have in React more exports, but you use only one. And that's the point of React, to have one element in one file. So
okay, that makes sense, and that reminds me.
Because you can import here in these brackets list group and list item. Then it's more exports from one file.
I mean, I guess I am kind of like making changes to this before we've gotten it to render in the same way. So I'm not sure if that's really a good plan of action. Normally we would like make changes and make sure we didn't break it, and then carry on making changes.
We will get errors anyway, probably. So
yeah, like one of the things I saw, like when I went to the ngrok, this is really cool as well. Like I think I'm a nerd, but I think like this is really amazing to me that we can like just like connect through this ngrok to like server,
and make changes and see it.
It's crazy.
You're watching on your machine.
Yeah. Faith, have you gone to that ngrok that Joseph shared with us?
Yes. Failed to compile.
Yeah, it's failed to compile at the moment. Yeah. But one of the things that I noticed is it was like, it was talking. I ended up, I think, because we moved the components we moved the events into the components directory. We needed to in the index.js we needed to like change where we're importing it from and add the components directory to the relative path.
No, I think it's a bracket problem, because all this component did mount and render, it must be inside the export default class, and I'm not sure if it is or if we have everything closed.
But there's like, so there's not.
Oh yeah, this is okay.
On the index.js, there's like a missing semicolons at the end of a couple of these things, which I think I don't know if that would break it.
Yeah, JavaScript doesn't care much about the semicolons at the end of the line. I think it's clearer when you don't use it.
Yeah,
because JavaScript, it's messy because of all of these brackets. You can get lost.
You're talking about like the like curly braces and stuff.
Yeah. You got lots of nested ones.
So I see the events file is it's still there. So should it be deleted or?
Have we? So I guess we've copied
Like
over everything
this
that we
one.
want from there. Yeah, I think so. No. Or we didn't copy over like the nav bar and that kind of stuff. Did we? No, we didn't.
No, we don't.
I can do that, I guess. Like, I think we want.
I don't think we need the nav bar there.
Okay.
The nav bar will be somewhere central where it can appear on every
Okay. That's what you're on about.
on
Okay.
the root component, so we don't
Yeah.
have to render it inside. Yeah.
So then I guess we're not going to render events anymore. We're not going to import events anymore. We're going to import event list.
Chukua charger. Oh, si yako.
I'm turning events list. Yeah, we fixed that. So Faith, you were talking about helping me with the list group. I don't know. I guess I was going to ask Daniel, but so I've replaced that outer div that I think that you added with the list group, and then we would be like the list group items. We would be replacing the li tags or the.
Yes. Yeah. We're gonna replace everything. Just leave our data.
Okay. Is that something you wanted to do, Faith?
Okay, then, but I'm not sure I know what I need to do. So I need to be in the event list.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then you can see on, I mean, Daniel, please confirm if it's in the right place, but like on line 21 and line 37 is like the opening and closing list group. And then like, we have like that div, but then I think what Daniel was saying is we can remove the div on line 25 that ends on line 34.
We can remove all the div, UL, and li.
Yeah. And then just leave, and then put the list group item, opening and closing.
So I remove the UL and UI.
Mm-hmm. And the div as well. Like he's saying, remove everything except for like the event.title, for example. I added like the start and end, but I don't think we would. Maybe I don't know. Can leave it there and see what it looks like.
So instead of having that, I have the list group.
Yep, list group item.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like. Are you on the same page as me? I think.
Mine is, broken as well. I don't have these changes what you did.
Yeah, like it seems like the changes that I've made are not being, because I added the list group there. Like Joseph, are you blocking my changes somehow? Or
I see Joseph's changes.
No, I can't see even the list group component that you're talking about.
Right, so maybe I need to like save my changes. Like,
let me check the screen.
I'm not sure what's going on. I've added like imported list group at the top, and then I've changed this. I've added the list group here on lines 21, and then I like added event start and end. I closed the list group and other things as well. Like I changed some things in index as well.
Well, yeah, I can see you have modified the index.
All right. Learning the limitations of Oh, you know what? Also as well, sorry, I I renamed the events list, which means I need to rename the class.
I can see you renaming it.
But you can't see the
Yeah,
other.
Matt, you must be on something else, maybe, because
Yeah.
maybe try to join us again.
No, like what you are currently having there, you see, like you don't have those events group and event list. Where are they?
Oh yeah, okay. That's
you see?
weird. So it just like all those changes I made, it just. So now you can see the changes I'm making.
Yeah.
Weird. So I don't know what happened there. Because I did this there, then I did this here, and I made this change as well to. Oh, that's that. Interesting. Maybe I made those changes after Bootstrap. Yeah, React Bootstrap. And then here, so here we need to add the, so, but we still need to, yeah, we're still mapping that. So we need to replace this one here with list group. List group, oh, no, list group. There.
No, don't close it. Don't close it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna close it on the bottom. You're gonna close it here, right?
Yeah.
Is the other list group that I'd written, is it supposed to be there?
I think so, yeah. But you probably weren't asking me. You're probably asking someone who knows the answer to that question.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Why not?
And we have to import the list group item as well on the top.
Oh, do we? Okay.
But if we were using Parcel, it would have done that for us.
Oh, we totally should use Parcel. Then I added like, I don't know if anyone cares about this, but you know, we have the stuff from the API, so we might as well.
Hey, who deleted everything from the photo?
That's a good question.
The render is.
It was big. Oh man. What happens when you give people control, you know?
Yeah, maybe Facebook, you can close the body.
And
you need to close the class.
Yeah, and remove this BR tag, because a function should return as well only one element, and here you got here two, list group and BR, so it gives an error. Yeah.
Yeah, do we still, so this events.js, did we decide to keep that? Because it's still here for me, and it's like rendering event list instead of events list.
Yeah, the naming must be the same.
Yeah, we need to change. So we are going to keep this for now.
Yeah, if it's in place, we might have it only, 2 times or something.
How come we still have the events?
I don't know. I thought we were going to delete that.
Yeah, because the idea, if that was to remain, then we only have
one file.
Yeah, we shouldn't have in the event lists any logic like state, all of this.
Should I delete it?
Yeah, so if we are following this guy right here, do you know him?
What guy? Sorry.
This guy.
Oh, Dan Abramov.
Where are you?
Know? On my screen, I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, we see.
Good old Dan.
Yeah, so he was talking about presentation and container component, and presentation should be only concerned with how the data will look like. Yeah, so it receives data and props and callbacks, things like that. And a container should be concerned on how things work. And they should not contain any presentation, any divs, or only the divs for which component it's rendering, but no styles, no nothing. Its purpose is to provide data. So, and then we have the benefits are better separation of concern and understand your app and your UI better by writing components this way. And then he goes on and talks about stateful and stateless components.
Right. So.
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't know if I understood. So is that a suggestion that maybe there is a purpose of having an events component that concerns itself with those kind of things, and an events list that just
so the way
grabs
he's talking about, so the events would be grabbing the data from anywhere and then passing now that data to the component that's going to display now that data.
I mean, it's I guess I don't know. I was thinking about the opposite, because but yeah, I guess the events list is what actually lists the
items, and the event now passes the event list to display.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, we can do it that way. Unless anyone else has any strong arguments for why we shouldn't do it that way. I mean, you convinced me, especially by showing us this nice article from Dan Abramov. Daniel, do you have any concerns about doing it that way?
No, you can do it like this and like this.
Yeah.
Since it's small, maybe you can start by the way Dan is showing us, and then when it grows, then we can extract.
Okay.
Because now it's small, no reason of having two components separate. And
okay.
They're not. Yeah. So when we add the logic, maybe for creating an event, authenticating the user before he posts our event, then
we can extract it and have
and have one only displaying the data and another one holding the data for the other to display.
Yeah, you just convinced me in the opposite direction. Maybe I'm just really easy to convince.
Or someone else tells you something else. Now you should not follow Daniel or Ray or Joseph. Now this is what you do.
I mean, I just really want to delete this file.
Let's delete this file. Maybe.
Yes. I'm going to delete it permanently.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I mean, I can't believe Joseph has given me the option of deleting his files permanently. So in the index.js, do we need to it seems like from your explanation, although I'm misunderstanding it, it seems like these on line 8 and line 5 should be in curly braces, but
no, that's export default.
Yeah. Okay. So this is because so we're exporting at the end of the events list where it's exporting itself.
Yeah.
And then we're exporting it here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So you can do this at the end of the file, or you can export the class where you created, it's in the event list probably.
Yeah.
Export default class events list, or you can start class events list and then at the bottom of the file do export default class. So this is used if you're using Redux or other, when the apps gets complicated, you might add a function to wrap this component before you export it. Like Redux is for keeping the state of the whole app in one place. Like here we got the event list, only this component. This component downloads it and displays it. But you can keep it in Redux and use it in different places. So yeah, it's quite nice, but it's at the beginning it's so complicated.
Yeah, I heard people talking about Redux. So in my ngrok, I'm getting like the unexpected token, expected a comma on line 32.
Because the code so you see here we have a return statement. Here we have a return statement, and we have a closing. We have an opening bracket, and the closing bracket we don't have down here. So maybe you want to add that one there.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like something I'm capable of doing.
No. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. You have to give me encouragement, in the little things. But I don't want a semicolon there, do I? Or it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's good to be consistent, to have them or not have them.
Yeah, I mean, like we have this, and this we don't have.
It should be inside the curly brace, because this one closes the render method.
I thought it was something that I could do, and even that you have to tell me exactly where to put it.
Now everything is okay. Instead, we are rendering events.js instead of event.
This return here. Yeah, nice. So events is not defined.
Because we want to use events list, not event.
Yeah, where is line 15 on index.js? Line 15. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Faith, do you want to change that? I can do it, but
yeah, it's too complicated.
I mean, I could get it wrong. You're muted, Faith.
Okay. Line 15.
Yeah, on line the index.js.
Yeah.
So the error is events is not defined.
Yeah.
Is it because you're not importing it?
Yeah. We
changed
change it to events list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we're importing. They've renamed it.
Oh, okay.
Woohoo!
Okay, and we have to import the Axios as well.
Oh yeah. So see, we deleted the that whole file, and so we need to import component, which I know where to put that. And Joseph was explaining to us about why there's this weird syntax about how we have like React, which is not inside of the curly braces, and then we have like a comma, I think.
Yeah.
And then we have like component, which is inside of the curly braces, and that has to do with like only being able to have one default export something or other.
Yeah, just as Daniel was saying that if we look at the React file inside this file, we are going to find it has only exported default React. So that's why we can import it like this. But the components, there is only an export. It doesn't have the default keyword in front of the class. So we need to do a named import.
Yeah.
So when you see the curly brace inside, that's a named import. And this one is the default import.
Okay. I think I'm not sure, but yeah, I might be, saying bullshit. But the default export, you can do import from no, not here. but somewhere else you can import the default export without using the name. I don't know if it's in Node.js or something.
What? I don't understand.
No, I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah, but so if this wasn't React, was okay, like here, let's say I want to here in the index.js, you see we have imported event list. I don't know if you're looking at my screen.
Yeah, event list.
So this one, we can name it anything we want. We can even name it full.
Yeah, exactly.
The default there.
So I'm thinking, yeah, but you need a name. For this, you need a name. But I was thinking, if you don't need a name, like with the React, yeah, you use it here as well. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. Let's go on with the.
So actually, we can even remove this name because it's the only default. So we can even have it like that, and it will still work.
Yeah, I was thinking that you can. There is a place where you don't have to put this.
But it's good for people to see the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. When I undo, and say this typing of matching with.
Well, this is good that you know how to do this. Just in case you want to undo the stuff that I'm doing.
Sorry, face. He was typing and then
like, oh man, I must be doing something wrong. He's just untyping my.
Yeah.
Can't resolve axis of. Yeah.
It's compiling. Still compiling. Because I was doing undo.
Then we can come to events.
And wait.
We don't have the navbar. So.
Yeah, we don't have the navbar. So, which is distracting for me, but this is that cross.
Oh yeah, you
need to go here. Too many connections. It has violated the rate policy of 20 connections per minute by initiating 24 connections in the last 60 seconds. Decrease your inbound connection volume or upgrade to a paid plan for additional capacity. Okay, well, close it there then and try it again. The tunnel isn't found.
No, I've closed that because
they blocked us.
Yeah, I've closed that one because it has said a lot of connection because every time we are making a change.
So I'm gonna copy this link because I want this to actually open up in my Firefox, which is easier to. Okay, and where are the events? Whoa! Look at that! Woo! Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've kind of just gotten to the place we were at the end of last week. I mean,
yeah. So
this list group is not exactly what we would want, is it? Because
what I'm thinking, we can use cards. React Bootstrap has cards, so instead of list group, we can use cards. And that because behind cards you can have a background.
Well, I can't see cards on here.
And is it for React 4? Bootstrap 4 or Bootstrap 3? This
Bootstrap 3, I think.
So Bootstrap 3 hasn't got cards. Well or something? Well?
Yeah, we have well. Or we have like carousel. Carousel.
Other idea, we can wrap this list group inside a container, so it will not be that big. It will be like just in the middle of the page.
Yep. Yep. There's also overlays. Holy guacamole, check this info. No, it's not really what we want, is it? Popovers. Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yeah, lots to choose from.
This stuff is all pretty similar to what I'm used to seeing for Semantic UI and Ember.
Yeah.
Anyone have any strong preferences? What does a well look like? That looks like a well. I mean, I suppose it's easy to try them out, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, yeah. You just import this and
Why did you decide to
This group?
use React Bootstrap?
I mean, it was kind of a decision. Well, I don't know if it was like a hard, fast decision, you know, like we could change it. It was just like more like Sam playing around with because we use Bootstrap for Agile Ventures. So it was like the idea of like, you know, is there like a React Bootstrap, and there's like there's not just React Bootstrap. There's like there's other bootstraps as well that play well with React. But like, I think we could change it. Like, you know, we don't have to be married to it.
Yeah, if I might suggest something, then Semantic UI is has quite good support with React, and
there's semantic, there's material UI, and then there's Ant Design.
So I will paste my portfolio, go to projects, and you can see how it looks in Semantic UI. It's the default styling. If you go to projects, there are cards, and yeah, I think it looks quite nice.
Yeah, I've seen cards before to do with Semantic UI doing with Ember.js, and I'm a fan as well. Like, that looks really nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm sold, you know. I mean, would that be something that would be difficult or not?
No. You just import. Add this to the package JSON, run npm install, and just import this at the top of the file instead of Bootstrap. You can use both. You can use Bootstrap and Semantic UI, but it's a bit overkill.
Yeah. I mean, I think like particularly when Sam's not here, long live Anarchia. Let's.
Yeah, we can vote.
Because Bootstrap is old.
Yeah, I know. Like, nobody uses Bootstrap anymore.
Yeah.
No, I think everyone uses Bootstrap, and that's why if you see a website done in Bootstrap, it looks like every other website. If you know what I mean.
Are you saying Sam is old?
He has been saying that a lot recently, so I just referring to what he says. But
they're recording this.
Yeah, no, that's on purpose. I'm gonna extract it into an audio and send it to him.
Yeah.
So Daniel, the way anarchism works is not you don't vote on things, because the thing is that it's kind of like that thing like where the people we have a vote, like if we pretend one of us is a cow, for example, and the other three are wolves, and like the three wolves are going to vote to eat the cow, and that's not a fair way of doing things. So the way anarchism works is it's like by consensus. So it's like in a situation like this where we could potentially like change things drastically with Sam not being here, but in a good way. We could like go around and say like, is there anyone that has like a really strong reason why we shouldn't like just?
I will tell you what's the problem with Semantic UI. Okay. So I've run. If you want to do a nice navbar with Semantic UI, which is responsive, sorry, then you have to do two navbars. It doesn't have an easy way to have to make a responsive navbar. So even if you look at the examples on their website, there are inside of this, HTML, there are two navbars, and they are chosen depending on, your screen. So that's the problem I run into with Semantic UI.
Okay.
So it's not a big problem, because you can use as well parse. You can reuse code inside of this, but yeah, you have to do it twice.
Yeah, and I guess like what we would be talking about it if like we were to like decide to go down the road of anarchism and just put some UI there, it would be something that would take a little bit of work to get it into a working state before like we could potentially like break things. And
you mean now?
Yeah. Because we do have a navbar component, which we would have to like rewrite some stuff there, and it's like a responsive one that has drop downs. So that would take some time to redo.
Then
No, it's probably with all of us it will take an hour, but
so most of if you want to know like which framework or anything to use, let's say for instance we have Material UI.
Yep.
I usually go to GitHub and look at the stars.
Yep. Oh.
And look at the commits. Yeah, wow. So you can see like.
Why was I kicked out?
Oh.
Yeah, same happened to me.
Joseph kicked us out.
Wow. No.
I wasn't kicked out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just. Sorry, but you're in the middle of saying something really important, and I interrupted you.
Yeah.
So stars. Yeah.
So the stars tells you a lot.
Yep. And how many do the other ones have?
Let's see.
Like React Bootstrap, and yeah, this is I'm really impressed by this this portfolio. I won't even share my portfolio with you because it's like broken. And
looks amazing.
Yeah. This is really cool,
I'm inspired.
And like Daniel actually likes to code all night, so
I don't have much choice.
Yeah.
So if you look at React Bootstrap, it's 3 stars.
Ooh.
If you look at the pull requests, okay, it's doing a bit fine.
Issues 75.
Yeah, but if you look at the stars,
that's stars, right?
Yeah, the problem with this, what I'm thinking, the problem with this one, because this is for Bootstrap 3, so it will be, not supported soon. No, so here is something about Bootstrap 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like it seems a bit. There are other Bootstrap React stuff, but I mean, I particularly, I wouldn't mind if we tried like using something else besides Bootstrap, because I feel like it'd be nice to get some experience in other things besides Bootstrap. It's so the Semantic UI React has 8,000 stars. I'm not sure if that's the official one.
And it has very good documentation for React. So
as you can see, Semantic has less than Material UI, and then there's another one called Ant Design. So these are the top 3: Semantic, Material UI, and Ant Design.
And which one are you advocating for, Joseph? It seems like you're thinking maybe Material UI would be a good choice.
So the stars will tell us. The stars.
But everyone who does this, then you got 1 star more on the biggest one.
Design.
So this Material UI though, that's like that's not specific to like the React. That's like
Yeah, but it looks very Androidish, because Material design is Google made it for Android, so then you got all the buttons which look like on Android phone.
They have updated it with new. They have Material UI version. I don't know which version they're going to. They have done major changes, but anyway.
Is Material UI is related to Materialize?
They are probably, you know, want to look the same. You know, I'm not saying they are the same, but everything about Material UI will look like on Android.
Yeah, because they're Google. It's like, you know, Google.
Yeah. So I wasn't even going for Material UI. I was about to go for Ant Design.
Yeah. You were about to go,
Uh,
like you're about to see how much what you were thinking would be cool to implement.
Yeah. So Ant Design has a lot of
I mean,
pretty
you've convinced
awesome
me.
stuff. So let me with Semantic UI, I don't know if it has a lot of components, but with Ant Design, you have everything from uploading. If you want an upload component, just it's easy. You can
Yeah, but why there are some grayed outline navigation here on the left data display? These are missing,
What?
or in the sidebar you got general and is, you know, grayed out. Why? You cannot click on this.
Oh, the
Or is the,
components, general layout, navigation. Yeah.
or does the title of this? Yeah, maybe does the title of this, and someone, you know, use such wrong color, so wrong styling.
Yeah, like go to data entry. Do you know what we're talking about? Just
No, I'm looking at.
But I think it's the title of this section, data entry, and you got, you know, a button only there.
There's general button and icon layout.
Because, you know, layout, you got grid and layout inside.
Yeah. So we're talking underneath the components, Joseph.
On the left.
There's like general is grayed out, whereas button is like right.
Yeah.
It's not clickable.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's like the title, I think.
Maybe they are trying to.
Or maybe what might be the problem? They have this in normal and UI, but it's missing in this for React. You know, not all components. You can use them, but you can, you know, write a CSS and not using, you know, a component like you know, like we've done here, list group.
Yeah, I don't know why it's grayed out.
So I have half an hour until people are going to join that. But
let's go with Semantic UI because I haven't used
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of getting convinced away from Semantic UI, but I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to slow down the transition.
Yeah.
Because like I guess like it was a concern of mine what Daniel brought up about like interactive nav bars, but
yeah,
maybe that's not really a concern. It was just kind of like a comment that we need to. I mean, Daniel, do you have a strong preference?
No, I've used it, and you know, I really like this. So
yeah, I've used it as well with Ember.js and Rundfunk mit Bestimmen. And I don't have anything negative to say about it. I like Semantic UI. But is there any other ones that you want to get experience with?
For me, you know, every that I haven't worked with might be you know, a plus. So
yeah. And Joseph, you were showing us stars that were like that seemed like the Semantic. I don't know. I mean, maybe Semantic UI is a little bit difficult to judge because they have like Semantic UI and they have Semantic UI React. So the Semantic UI React doesn't have very many stars, but Semantic UI probably does. Do you know how many stars Semantic UI has?
Go to GitHub.
Yeah, it's here. 43,000. All right, so almost as many as material. I mean, yeah.
Actually, that's a little bit less compared to what Bootstrap has, because the whole Bootstrap has like 100 and.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're kind of like, I don't want to say we decided because, you know, but I would be happy if we moved on from Bootstrap, to be honest. But maybe Sam wouldn't be, and he's not here to even give his opinion. But you know, that's what happens when you leave at
Bootstrap
the
GitHub, at the GitHub. So what are we going with? Are we going with
Yeah, this is the problem with consensus-based decision making. It just takes too long, you know. I'm happy if we do semantic.
What do you vote for?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't vote, but I would be happy if we moved away from Bootstrap and we
moving away.
I mean, semantic UI would be cool for me, or material or Ant. That's
yeah.
Yeah, actually, you can start with semantic because it's actually easier removing them. It's not like when you start using one, you can't change once you have started.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the playground, you know.
Yeah, and changing the component name.
Okay, so does anyone have any strong opinions like against using semantic UI then?
No,
I don't have.
Faith, is that consensus? Faith dropped off. Oh, I will take that to mean that he agrees with us. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right. So you're gonna do the stuff with the terminal, Joseph, because you're the.
How come you guys were kicked out and Faith was not?
I'm not sure. I can try joining again. Were you able to rejoin?
I haven't tried.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yep. You don't need the URL. You can just click join and it will.
Okay.
It will type and use the last.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess, like you said, we're going to need to remove from the package.json.
We can leave the Bootstrap for the navbar for now. So we don't have to, you know, change this.
Oh,
straight away.
Name, your second name is Kukula.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a Swahili word.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
To eat.
To eat, yeah. It describes me very well.
It's actually the doing word of eating.
So I'm going to remove React Bootstrap from the package.
Don't
Maybe
do that.
Yeah, leave it inside. Just
leave it.
Yeah, just.
And actually, I was about to say, if you want to remove it, you need to do like npm uninstall.
Oh yes, true. That's because it removes it from the lock as well, right?
Yeah, and it's going to remove it.
So are you going to do that? And
Daniel was saying we should do it incrementally. So like we don't remove the bootstrap so that when switching to semantic UI, then we can.
Good point. Good point. Sorry. I was eager to move on and rushing the process.
And are we going to create another branch?
No.
We have it. Yeah, I mean, we have it version controlled. So if there's some reason like Sam comes back and is like, "What are you doing?" We could like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good point. Yeah. Like,
okay,
we could create another branch, but I'm not sure. I don't think none of the changes like are changes that we don't know how to revert, I think.
No, also I'm asking for the sake of having a PR that states that we're doing one thing, but it has other things going on.
True. Good point. That's a very, very valid. Yeah, I mean, you convinced me, Faith. I mean, maybe I'm just easy to convince. I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think, Joseph, Daniel? Because it can get confusing too. I mean, this is a little bit different than like website one. It's like a bigger project, but it can get kind of confusing for project managers if we're putting in changes that have nothing to do with what the PR is for.
Don't know. Yeah, we have to decide for something, or we're gonna leave it as the list, or.
I mean, we could commit the changes we've made and push them, and then we could continue talking about whether we should create a branch or not.
Now it's in working state, yeah. So let's commit this, and then we can make a branch and.
Yeah.
Maybe you might want to do that, Daniel.
To commit this, I don't have access to it. To your terminal.
Just don't type any rm or rm minus f.
Yeah, rm minus rf.
Yeah, but I cannot. I just see in the terminal. I see ngrok control.
You can open drop down. You can't open another. I've given access.
I can't either, but I think you've done that on purpose.
Oh, I have multiple. So which one? I need to open another one then.
You're afraid of what I might start typing.
Yeah, I think you can use that.
Okay, does this connects to API. So status deleted, modified. Okay, so. Any idea about the commit message? That's always a problem. Extracted event list and.
Or extracted or renamed events list to events, or events to component to events list. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing is like it's difficult because they can see like what you did, but and. They say it's better to use like an imperative tense instead of like rename.
So it's like you're giving instructions.
Yeah, exactly. Like telling someone this is what you do to get the same results as I got or something.
Okay. Should I push this as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was a feature I worked on and it took me like 5 minutes, and then writing a commit message took me almost 20 minutes. Yeah.
All right. So
we're creating a branch.
I would, yeah. I suppose it does make sense to create it off of this one, doesn't it? Because then we're gonna want the code from this one. So.
The number 10 is a ticket. Should I use 11 or something, or just?
Yeah, I can create an issue there on the repo, and I think it will be issue 11. Let me. Where's the repo? Here's the repo issues. Do we have any other issues that have come through in the meantime? No. Okay, so yeah, it'll be the issue number 11. Migrate from Bootstrap to Semantic UI. Semantic UI has a more modern, youthful feeling. 5. There you go. There you go.
11.
Number 12. What happened there? Where's issue number 11? Oh, it's like, I don't know. That's weird.
All right. So to install this, we have to modify the package JSON file. No, we can just run in the terminal npm install semantic UI.
I think we're using Yarn in this, but okay. Or maybe is
Yeah,
it like yarn add? Yarn add.
I think that's the name. Semantic UI React. Something is going on.
It's exciting, guys. Whoa! Lots of hashtags.
I think once you have you have mastered JavaScript, right, you are going to move from Ruby to JavaScript.
I moved back.
And yet you don't have like a good understanding.
Are you talking to me, Joseph?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yes, sorry. Why do you think that I mean, I did play. I played a little bit with JavaScript, and there's some things I really like about working with it in Ember.js and with React. Like I'm having a lot of fun with it, especially since you joined, Joseph, and now that we have Daniel as well. Like, not that it wasn't fun with Faith and I. Like, neither one of us knowing what we're doing and breaking things and writing unit tests for components, Bootstrap components. I mean, that was fun as well, Faith. But so I don't want to make it sound like that wasn't fun, but now that like someone actually knows what they're doing, I've been really enjoying the React mod. But I still think of myself like as I still feel like I like Ruby the best. I'm not, but I don't know. I've been playing around with Elixir. Elixir is really cool as well. Like,
yeah, you have to know about front end and about back end as well. So
yeah,
you have to learn both.
But mostly people who like JavaScript love making UIs and stuff. So if you're if you're a UI person, then JavaScript is for you.
Yeah, I mean,
logic design.
I feel like I'm not so good at like the whole like designing things and stuff, like which UI that's a part of UI. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I like figuring out problems, and that kind of thing, like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I like getting blocked on things. I like, like one of the things I really like is being able to like identify like real world problems and like working to solve them and like I don't, not that I like getting blocked on things, but I think like one of the most satisfying things is when I do like getting blocked, and then like when you actually get through the blocker, like the satisfaction you get of actually like figuring it out, and is really.
Yeah. So when you did the npm install, Daniel, I'm curious, was it using my internet or yours?
Yours, because it's on your computer.
Really?
169 seconds.
So git status, what have changed? So yeah, I'm gonna commit this maybe.
Oh, come, he didn't mention me. Is it because of asking him to mention me on Twitter?
Added semantic UI.
Yeah, I saw as well. Did he just? Yeah, I think it was just an oversight, maybe.
Okay, so we got this, so we can import this in the event file. Yeah, and display. So events list.
There you go, Joseph.
You can tell him he promised not to ask about Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna check the documentation for semantic UI. What if you? Maybe I will share my screen.
Yes, please. That would be great. Yeah. So.
Semantic UI React.
I feel like I should. I feel like maybe I could even create an issue on website one about this React front end thing. You know.
But you mean on the main website one?
Yeah, on the because it's a website one. I don't know if it's an issue, but it's like a task that could be worked on outside of the React mob as well. I mean,
yeah,
you can try it. We'll
maybe we're gonna use something like that.
Yeah.
These are the same, you know. This is just has the picture instead of this title. So
yeah.
And
header.
We want to use a list of cards.
Yeah.
So it's card group
from Semantic UI React.
Yeah. And
okay, so that's on the event list, and someone's already typing. Daniel. Okay, cool. Are you gonna? So we have like constant card example header card. So this is like, right.
So yeah, we can, you know, paste the data inside it. What we got here, like event title, event start, event end.
So on line 4, we still need line 4 though.
Line 4, you mean this const? No. This is in React. Basically, you can create a class, or you can do it like this. That's it's called stateless component, something like that.
Yeah, or a function component.
Yeah, it's a different way to make a component. We are using a class event extends component, but you can use you know, simple JavaScript function as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are used mostly now for when Dan Abramov was talking about. He was talking about this. They are only concerned on how the UI looks like, so they don't have any logic, so they don't need to be a class or have any states.
I don't know what I press. Can someone correct this?
So we want to have the card group, and we want to have the card.
Yeah, we want to have the card group in outside.
And then we want to divide it.
So unique. So one that seems very important. So anything else?
So these use dots instead of.
The meeting we had.
You want to have the card content inside the card.
Yeah. I know. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Like that, and then let's get rid of that, and then this we can move up like that, and then this we can get rid of, and then this we can move down, and we can move this down here.
And if you can change on the top the card for card.
All right,
wrap it like
we're both doing it at the same time.
Exactly. So
I thought you were finishing the import, so I was just gonna. But you're so fast, you know. Like this.
Okay, I'll save the file. Cross.
I mean, Joseph has like auto saving, I thought, but.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. As you can see, it's saved.
So then, although it wasn't auto saving when I was making changes earlier, I think you've been careful about the permissions you've given me this time.
So can we?
Yeah.
And the trust.
It's here. Oh, I can format this. I know how to auto format this. Format.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Woo! What is it? F. Control Shift I. Right. So I'm gonna mess things up, and then I'm gonna go Control Shift I. Ah!
Nice one.
That's cool.
Uh,
Because of the way that you've like the design choice that you guys have like that we haven't installed uninstalled Bootstrap, React Bootstrap, we can that's enough for it to be able to hopefully like render without
hopefully. The only problem it's not a problem, but Bootstrap might use different font than Semantic UI, and yeah, it will choose one or the other. So it might not look exactly as on the website, but it should look nice anyway.
I mean, this is a bit strange. I'm on the events page, I think. Oh, okay. Maybe I wasn't. Is this the new ngrok or is this the old one? Okay. So this says it's the events page, but this looks like the home page. Do you see what I'm saying? So this connection is okay.
Yeah, it's like on the old version.
What's going on? Did we broke it somehow?
Where's Joseph? Joseph, can you confirm that how it looks on your computer?
You see what I see. Dun, 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 dun. Joseph, are you there?
So nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to restart the server because we installed, a new package. We have to, So
you can do that.
Okay.
Anyone can do that actually.
Well, apparently I don't have access to your
so
camera.
that's the node one, yeah.
When you say anyone, you mean like anyone besides me, right?
So
yeah, Daniel, maybe Daniel, Faith. Yeah.
Okay, try to. I've restarted.
But mostly Daniel.
So it's not just me. It's you don't you're trusting the faith either. Okay, all right. I understand what's going on here. You're prejudiced against people who don't know what they're doing, huh?
No.
We have evidence.
No, but I have a lot of faith in you. That's why. Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Try to refresh, Matt.
Right. Let me try to refresh.
It's still compiling. So
because the way that React works, it will show you the page when you got it loaded. So even if it's not there, it will not load the pictures or something. But yeah, it's in the cache of your browser. So
that was the virtual DOM that just talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Starting the development server. Hey, how come it's taking?
Taking long.
It's taking a long time, eh?
Oh,
it's done. It's done.
So there's some errors. No,
we don't have dots.
So I can remove that.
We imported them, and yeah,
but it wasn't an error. It was a warning. So
yeah, true. I didn't need to do that. When I do that, it needs to recompile, which takes time, right?
Now it should be faster.
Yeah. So I was just going to the. I don't know. It shouldn't matter, but I was just going to the. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's the same address.
Did you change the? Well, I mean, it's going somewhere, but yeah.
I didn't change anything.
Is it on your local host 3000? It's the same as mine.
Yeah. I've done a fetch. but nothing is being displayed.
Event list.
And it shouldn't be rendering like the
Now
nav stuff.
now on my computer, when I look at the event list file, we don't have the. No, there is import card from Semantic UI, so it should work.
Yeah, and I'm not understanding why it's like rendering the nav bar and stuff when it's like it seems like the routing is messed up.
Oh, yeah.
So what you broke? Tell us.
Sorry.
Tell us the truth.
Okay, now it should work.
What did you do?
I removed the exact path so that it renders the app.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we can have the nav bar, but
I'm hoping this works. I've got to go because I need to start the Agile Dev Mob, which you're all welcome to join or continue having fun with React. You know, I will feel slightly left out if you.
I think maybe I might join a few minutes late because I have another call.
Yep.
The night.
Okay. I mean, we'll probably end up getting started a few minutes late anyway. So, so that's rendering the list, but they're not styled as cards. It doesn't seem to me like. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I keep trying to open up the inspect. Oh, they are coming in here as UI cards. Content. So this is the content of the card, but that doesn't. Each child is in an array.
We have to add a key here inside the return statement. This state event map card. 1 second, I will write
so
this. Yeah.
Why is the okay?
You know why?
I've seen this before. Yeah, we had this something similar on the app. On the app.js.
Basically, how it works when React, iterates like here through a list. It needs a key for every item. It uses internally, but you have to pass something, So something was different on every, item. So we can use the event title.
Here it has like modal.reactid is what we put for the, but like card.reactid maybe. I don't know if that would work, but
something I don't know.
Do you know why we need it exactly? Like why do we need a key?
Yeah, because React internally has a list, and it has to know about every element, so it uses the key for that. And if you got the two elements with the same key, it causes an error. So,
right. Maybe to add on what he said, the key is for, let's say, if you want to add something in this list.
Yeah, so
React will use that key.
You need to use something unique. Sorry, not to cut you off.
Yeah, you have to use something unique.
Yeah, that's why. Does it not have a React ID like what we used on the app.js? Like, is that?
You can use the index.
Yeah, you can use the index.
But you can change. We are going to change.
Sorry, carry on, Joseph. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So you can use the index there. You can add another parameter, like events, and then
something that's unique. I don't know if the title. I took it because that's the first thing I saw.
Or we can just check what's inside there. I think they have. It's only the title. And
so this wouldn't work here.
Button.
Like I keep asking. I feel like I keep asking the same question that maybe it wouldn't work. But like we have an example of this working somewhere else where it was like.
Yeah, but you need to have this modal like here.
No, so
we have card. Okay. Like I was suggesting.
So here, if the event has an ID, we could use that.
Okay.
But the events object, as you can see on my terminal, has only a title and the end and start.
Right.
That's why I'm saying the only unique thing here is the index of the array, because we have 0, 1, 2, 3. but not recommended.
What we can do something like this. I think map works like that. That if you map and add a second element like here ID, then
index
should work.
We should name it index because ID it will be confusing.
Whatever you name it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Why? So you're saying that, Joseph, that it gets confused because ID is like used in other places?
No, I'm saying someone might wonder where the ID is coming from if you are mapping and getting the event. So where is the ID coming from? Does map return like 2 objects or something? So the second parameter is the index in which the map is currently at in the array of events. Yeah, so that's why I was just suggesting that we don't use the ID.
Yeah. Okay. So that's rendered, but that still doesn't look like.
That's not like cards, yeah.
No.
Yeah, like I said, that wouldn't help because the key is for when something changes in this array of items, then React will look at the key that has been added and add that to the DOM. It's not going to re-render everything.
Yeah, the easiest way. Okay, say.
Go on.
I'm thinking the easiest way we can, modify it on the API side, and when it sends, the event, it will send as well the ID in the database. That's unique, and you can use it. You can use it to update it and something. So you need this anyway if you want to work with the API.
Yeah, so I need to go because I got to start the other. But I was wondering. So does anyone understand why this is not being styled then?
Yeah, that has to do with semantic UI.
Yeah, we have to import it probably. The whole element in one of the main files. Yeah, Joseph.
What?
We need to impart the semantic UI in one of like the app or in the index or something.
I've never used semantics.
Okay, I will check. Semantic UI React getting started.
Yeah. Usage. Yarn add semantic UI
What
example.
am I writing?
Yarn add.
Yeah, we have to add this import semantic UI. This semantic or not? Was it this page you were on? It was for semantic UI React or semantic UI because we
semantic UI React. Yeah, semantic UI React. And I went to usage and it just says yarn add semantic UI React. It doesn't say anything about where to import it.
But you see, there's also semantic UI CSS.
Oh, yeah, we have to add this as well. Without this, it will not work. So we have to install this part as well. I forgot. So because what I've installed is for React to work on top of this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we need to add this import semantic UI CSS.
Yeah, and then it should work. So, but it will use your internet connection. But you have to install it anyway.
So this I add to the index.js though. This import CSS.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has someone already started installing that?
Wasn't me. I don't have option. I don't have the.
No.
But soon though, soon.
Yes. I'm learning. I'll get there soon.
You'll undertrust.
So someone can add this.
Should import, yeah.
We have to restart the server as well, and then it should work. It should show us the card. So I don't know.
Import that in the.
So if someone can add this to the index.js, or I should do this.
I think I will.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah. I'm so I don't want to leave, but I need to start the other event, and I can't stay on the Hangouts.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna think about you.
I think we should work on that.
Sorry, Joseph.
Yeah, we should work on that. We should make something that uses the YouTube API to start a broadcast, and you can use.
I know, right? Like that would be ideal. I mean, I guess I could, while we're doing this, I could actually go to the event that I'm going to create. And
Okay, I'm restarting the server.
And the import, have you added the import non-API?
Yeah, I added an import to the.
And I've restarted the server, so.
We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Copy that into here. And then go live now. It's not going to let me go live now. All right. So I guess I will be able to see what happens in the browser.
Yeah.
Right now I'm at failed to compile.
Yeah, it's still starting.
Come on. The good thing is that Sam said he was running a minute late, grabbing coffee. It's taking a while. All right. Well, I'm gonna drop off and start this other one, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Hopefully.
So we almost done. So I think after this, starts compiled successfully.
Yeah, we can.
I've got an empty page. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's saying.
Now you have to go to the main route and then go to events. I think. No, it's empty, still empty. Events list.
Ah, it's talking about cause.
Inspect.
It's about cause. I don't know why. If you go to the console.
The console.
Console.
Oh, there it works. It works now.
It works now.
Yeah, but the CSS, there's a lot of overflow. Refresh.
Refresh the page. So it's still not done. Daniel, have you refreshed your page?
Yeah, but I've got an error with this access control.
Yeah, I was getting that. Yeah.
And I've closed this. So where is this? So the problem with cores, you can solve it.
It's working from. Yeah. Were you using the links before?
Yeah. No, I got still empty. Empty page. And the problem with cores, look for proxy in packet JSON. So if you add the configuration for proxy to port 3000, you probably get rid of this problem.
Yeah, because you can see on my browser it's working because I have cores.
Yeah. So
okay, let's add that actually right now.
Because you have what?
Oh, you can. Me, I have. Okay, while he adds that, I have this extension here that enables cores.
So cores is a problem, Faith. Cores, that's because you got your API on port 3000, but you React on different port, and it's a problem. People were using this for hacking, so now browsers, are not allowing to access different ports from. If you got your app, let's say on port 5000, then you are not allowed to use, access different ports. So yeah, that's cores, and yeah, it makes you problems when you develop some front-end apps having some backends. So you need either an extension to your browser, or there is a configuration proxy for the packet JSON file here.
I don't understand. Can you repeat that? You said my app is running on port 3000, and what I'm requesting is not running on port 3000. So why is that?
Because you got one server on port 3000, which is React server, and your API is on different port. I don't know exactly. Maybe it's on 80. And it was a problem. People were using this for hacking, and that's why it's disabled on modern browsers.
So the cause, it's because what I'm requesting is in some other port.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, have you added that the proxy?
I'm looking. 1 second. Fixing cores. React Webpack proxy fixing cores. So yeah, I've done maybe 2 or 3 apps with React in the front end and Rails on the back end, and I have these problems every time when I haven't got even